Fetching carts at a grocery store will teach you how to sculpt your smile to comfort silver spoon-fed sons of guns. Like a superstitious ritual of reassurance, my smile was a plea for protection from being fired. We crew members mirrored our smiles to each other, like we all gave permission to spend the best days of our lives here. We smiled, too busy or afraid to bother with anything else but small talk. We smiled and felt out of our own skin, just hollow pairs of working hands. We hammered chisels into our faces to carve out grins we couldn't erase, even when our souls felt like unturned stones. We were sculpted to whatever pleasing statue would welcome the next customers in. We wore tags on our chests so our names would make the customer experience feel more personal. This is how we shaped up to be professionals. My supervisor said that in 5 years, if my smile was good enough, I could become a manager there. Unlike most of my crewmates who didn't have college degrees or green cards, crewmates whose smiles or frowns or tears resided in the back of the house, they whose names our crew remembers with gratitude, even if society never will. A few papers assimilate me. A few papers assimilate me into the migrant climb of America. A climb for the comforts of becoming a white-collar brown man, while trying not to forget the names of those I've worked alongside in kitchens and grocery stores, knowing our time together was temporary. Yet I can't help but feel the pull of the common thread that exists between me and my people, whose cinnamon skin resembles mine, though their hands bear calluses my hands never have. Those who will never taste the food I get to eat. Folks who laugh about my struggles like I do about white fragility. I know my privileges stand on their backs. I try to remember the names of the workers I come across every day. I only remember their smiles greeting me as I pass by. They work from 5 to 9 so that I can work a 9 to 5. The street sweepers and garbage collectors. The custodians who wait for the last drunk yuppie to miss and piss everywhere and finally go home. The construction crews clearing roads as I sleep. The truckers who traverse freeways like blood in the veins of our economy. Most of us may die without wondering whose hands decorate our plates and feed our families each day. The farm workers who left the tropics of their homeland to brave the drought in California. They whose skin touches pesticides like perfumes, whose resilience wouldn't allow their weathered hearts to petrify. I wish I learned the names of the workers who were handcuffed and laid on the floor in that furniture store by ICE. I was too busy rushing to work. Or the names of the families who secretly lived under the local laundromat before the ICE raid. I don't know what it's like to drive home after a long day of work, fearing that I could be detained and pulled over along the way. To acknowledge that no smile of reassurance, no amount of hard work or money earned would guarantee my family's safety today. I hardly know what it's like to be blamed for this economy's downfall when my hands know too well about holding it up. I hardly know what it's like to feel foreign in the home I built. I want to tell our migrant workers that they're not resident aliens. They're our hometown heroes. I no longer remember the name of a worker I befriended in the mines of Surigao, Philippines. They once told me to tell their stories and paraphrase it for any person I speak to. They told me that if they can't, maybe their children will one day escape those mines to write for their people like I do. Maybe their kids will play with mine and go to school like mine will. I told them I wouldn't want to appropriate a struggle that is theirs to tell. They asked me, if you don't tell our stories for us, will they ever be heard? My people's struggles hammered chisels into my soul, carving out a new purpose no one could erase. By any means, their legacy, their humanity, their names will be fought for and remembered until the day that my kids can be side by side with theirs, until their names are stitched in the fabric of our culture. The tapestry of our history awaits to be completed by the stories our people are yet to tell. As a Filipino by birth, American by forced migration, I am working to find our common thread from here, in the petty chaos of the everyday hustle, in the land of the free, and the home of imperialism. May we thread together resilience like capes and muster strength to keep our people safe, for our everyday heroes who risk their lives crossing Minutemen-infested borders, until unity is woven, until victory is ours, hanggang sa tagumpay. Thank you, y'all. Appreciate it.
Give it up for jxtheo.